can't handle the truth.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Do I feel lucky?
Nobody puts a baby in a corner.
That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over.
Ohio's best classic hits, the new 92.9 FM WDLR. Good, finally Friday afternoon, too. It's Friday the 13th. And it is time for Through the Lens with Tracey and Darren.
Yes,
and
it
a
is.
special guest.
Special guest to be revealed after Tracey tries to stump us with her quotes.
She ain't going to do it.
You guys will get this.
I hope.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends, you wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I will show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
That's just my life on a normal
I know
day.
this one, Fred, but I'm going to give you a chance first.
Well, I can't think of the name of it now. I know exactly who what it is.
If I give you a hint. Whoa.
Yeah, I know. It's not helping me. I can't come up with the
Matrix.
title. Thank you.
Matrix.
The Matrix.
That was Lawrence Fishburne talking to
Fishburne.
Keanu Reeves. Thank you. And actually, I do see how it ties in with a movie we're reviewing today. But before we do, would you like to introduce our secret guest, Tracey?
Yes, our secret special guest is Garrett Bailey. He is the director, executive producer, writer of his own film called Third Option that will be airing at the Strand on February the 3rd. Welcome, Garrett.
Oh, my gosh. Fred's even got special effects.
Thank you for having me.
So we got to review this movie this morning, and this is different than the normal movie reviews we do because we actually can talk to the person who made it. So it's a really cool opportunity. So, Garrett, this is your chance to give us the pitch, trailer, tagline. You know how all the movies say, like, in a world. Or it's like Star Wars meets Finding Dory, something like that. So how'd you describe this movie in that short time?
So this movie is sort of an allegorical tale, which an allegory is a story that would parallel another. This story is the story of a woman who is a killer without choice and how she discovers freedom and redemption.
Oh, that's like a professional tagline right there.
Sounds like my wife, and I've just got the chill down the back of my spine.
So Tracey kind of alluded to this, but tell us, what are your jobs in this movie? Because you can write, you can direct, you can film. What is your jobs in this movie?
I'm an executive producer.
Tracey,
nice.
Tracey is in the credits, which was the only downside of the movie, Garrett. I loved it by having Tracey involved.
By being executive producer, did that mean you had to get her a cup of coffee or something?
No, she had to get him a cup of coffee.
Oh, well. No, that's grip.
That's best boy or whatever. Isn't that something? So, what are your jobs in this movie, Garrett? Tracey's, I'm sure, did a lot too.
So my key role in this movie is I directed the film. I was also one of the main writers on the film. There were 3 writers on the film, Chris Scamra, Cassandra Dickoff, and myself. And then I was also the main editor on the film as well.
Did you do all the special effects?
Yeah, I did a lot of the visual effects compositing for the film.
I'll touch on that
That's
later,
pretty
but
sweet.
I really did enjoy that. So when you have all these roles, you're leaving out a very important role because I think you might have pulled a Quentin Tarantino on this one. Did I see you in a cameo? Like Alfred Hitchcock did that as well,
Hitchcock.
right?
Yes, I did make a cameo.
Is it a spoiler if I say what happened to your fate?
I'd rather you didn't.
Okay, I will not, but it was a very meaningful role. I liked it. I noticed, I think that's Garrett. Okay, so what goes into making, this is a full-length movie, so full disclosure, I've made 15-minute movies in my spare time because I'm a frustrated creative in a lawyer's job. What goes into making a full-length movie? This is an hour-and-a-half movie. This is a real deal. So what goes into that?
So for making a full-length movie, I think the most important part of making a full-length movie is having a good team of people surrounding you to help you out. No matter how talented you are, you cannot make a feature film by yourself. The guy that helped me the most was Chris Scamra, who was the producer on the film, and then the main cast were just workhorses. They did above and beyond their roles.
Tracey is literally trying to claim all the credit as being. You realize executive producer is what you put on the person who didn't do anything but somehow has to be on it, right? All right. Sorry.
Well, to address that, Tracey was a huge help in helping us get the best locations that we did have for the film. Personally, they're my favorite locations for this film.
Thank you, Garrett.
All right. Well, Tracey, since you're so important, why don't you ask the next question?
Okay.
Darn, I thought I could stump her. She's all basking in her glory over here.
Okay. So tell me about how long to film and produce and your budget.
So our budget for this film was under $500.
What?
Yeah. If you put enough work in and make the right phone calls, and you get the right people working with you. And if you just work hard, you can do anything. You're really only restricted by how hard you're willing to work.
So I'm not an executive producer, so my position is honest here. That looked like more than $500 on that screen. I mean, clearly it looked like a real movie.
Well, that's what we independent people pride ourselves in, is making $500 look like $50,000.
So what are some tricks that you use to keep the cost down? Because this is like literally an hour-and-a-half movie.
So the camera that we shot on, as you get higher up, people always assume that the camera costs a ton of money. Our camera cost about $1,000, and we borrowed it.
Well, I'll keep the cost down.
From a guy that I knew. So, and the margin of the camera getting better as you spend more money gets increasingly small. So you really can't tell the difference. Most people can't really tell a difference between a $1,000 camera and a $10,000 camera.
Yeah, I was gonna say the technology is really advanced.
Yeah, and then we also were able to borrow a lot of our sound equipment. We did have to rent a little bit of that, which cost a little bit of money. But literally, if we could strip down a lot of this stuff, and you could just, with the bare bones stuff, we could have probably made this for $200.
What about your actors? Did you have to pay them?
No, our actors were actually volunteers. They were just really excited to be a part of the project. A lot of them did not have a lot of acting experience, but as you saw the movie, they really went for it, and I think they did a very good job.
I did too. Tracey, who was your favorite character? Because I have one that I'm going to hold back for a minute.
I think my favorite character was Jenny, although I did like controller number 2.
Control, that's very specific, but I like the bad guy. Is he like that? Do you know? Is he like your friend?
Yeah, he's my friend.
Is he like that in real? Like, because he kind of seemed like a really bad dude.
His mom's listening.
Yeah.
No, he's a goofball.
Okay, because he kind of played the bad guy role. He not typecast, I guess, but he was very good. So, so your budget was $500. What'd you do for like costumes and props and things?
So with our like the specialty props, like the headbands that you kind of see in the commercial were kind of like the central prop of the movie. I actually made those using some spare parts that I had around my house. And then for costuming, we bought a few things from Goodwill that I wanted some specific costumes, but mainly the cast just wear their own clothes. I told them the type of clothes I wanted them to wear, and like, yeah, I have something like that.
All right,
wear
so
that.
Two things I want to pick up on. One about that leather jacket, because seemed like is that by design or accident? Because that was pretty cool.
That was definitely by design. I am a huge fan of leather jackets. I had Cassandra go, and she picked one out and sent a picture to me, and I actually got some Strand staff input on that leather jacket.
So you put time into that. I just didn't notice it by accident. That was like a thing.
Yeah. It was, the leather jacket was really important to her character, to me as the director.
I think it paid off. And then we talked about the headband things. That was pretty cool. But just to give you a little clue into the plot, that's kind of how the controller guy is controlling people with these headbands.
Yeah, so essentially the plot of the movie is these people with these headbands on are essentially held hostage, and they're given these orders, and they have to follow them or they die. And
obey or die.
Yeah, that's kind of the key line in the movie is obey or die. You've basically got two options, and then that's where the kind of the title of the movie comes in, about how these people discover the third option. They discover freedom and redemption.
Now it's a little deep. Tracey, you're about to ask something.
Yeah, I think, Garrett, it's important to note that my favorite part was the music in this movie. Tell us about your family connection.
So my brother, Jonah, actually scored the film. He's 15 years old, but he did an outstanding job. I said, hey, Jonah, do you want to... I was going to score this with like stock music off the internet, but... You want to try scoring the movie? And he said, sure. And so I got him a fancy electric piano that we plugged into the computer, and he was able to score the entire film, and I'm really proud of the result. He did an excellent job.
It definitely pays off when you do something original like that, as opposed to hearing like, oh, wait, that's a ringtone that I got off the internet. So what's next for this movie? So we got to preview it, which was a real special treat, but Tracey alluded to this fact. Can people see this if they want to see it?
Yes, so the world premiere will be on February 3rd at the Strand Theater. We are going to have an 11 p.m. showing. It will be open to the public. Many of the stars will be in attendance, and you'll be able to talk to them before and after the film. And it'll just be a great event. We'll get to hear a little bit of some of the cast talking right before the show starts, and then it'll just be a lot of fun. And
that sounds cool. So at the Strand, February 3rd, mark your calendars. Tracey, that's really cool you're able to show the Strand. That's cool.
Yeah, I think it's great to support local talent, and I think it's really important to encourage folks to kind of steal a theme from La La Land to encourage the dreamers, you know.
What's next after the premiere? Are you going to have it available streaming or DVDs or anything?
So we're looking mainly at streaming right now, hopefully for this film. We're also looking at trying to get into some film festivals. Those submissions, we're going to start those submissions pretty soon. But
Sundance, Cannes, all the big
That's
ones.
cool.
There's a good one in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
There's a good one in Cleveland.
So, Tracey, obviously we can't see this one yet, but we're marking our calendars. What can people see this weekend at the Strand?
People can see this weekend Hidden Figures, Monster Trucks, and Why Him.
Oh my gosh, why him? That's the one with the really bad boyfriend?
James Franco. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you were getting that. All right, so hopefully we'll be able to review one of those.
I just like the look on her face when she
She doesn't look excited about it. I think I'm the typecast audience for that, and she's probably, what's the other one, the first one you read?
Hidden Figures.
That's the one about the astronaut program and the
women behind it. Yeah.
Behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah, that looks really cool.
Yeah.
So we'll probably review one of those three next week.
Okay.
I know. I'm looking for Monster Trucks, to be honest.
That's the one I'm not going to see.
We might need to negotiate, but we'll be back.
We're going to have to divide and conquer.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for coming to Garrett. It's fantastic to meet you. Good luck with everything that you're doing, and keep doing it, because he may be the next, Martin Scorsese?
George Lucas.
George Lucas.
Not George Lucas. Those prequels are bad.
That's his favorite.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll go with that. Thanks for coming in, kids, and thanks for listening to Through the Lens on the new 92.9 WDLR.